morning, Choctaw County, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of SunTV. Today we have a guest with us, and we'll be getting to that in just a few minutes to talk about the work of Choctaw Paws and what's going on at the Choctaw County Pound. But before we get to that, we're going to talk a little bit about what you can find in this week's issue of the Choctaw Sun-Advocate, which will be on the street at about 10:30 this morning. You can pick yours up all around the county, or if you get them in the mail, they'll be mailed out to you as usual this afternoon. Today's issue contains several articles of interest, some hard news that we've had going on in the county, the death of a local man, and the story of a woman who, in the north part of the county, was missing overnight in the woods over on Sunday. We'll have some additional information about those two stories, and you can find that on the front page of the Sun-Advocate this week. We'll also have a look at the court dockets for Choctaw County Circuit Court coming up next week and what cases will be in the settlement and arraignment courtroom starting on April 2nd. In addition to the hard news, we'll also have a couple of feature stories in the paper today. One of them is regarding the missions work, a call to missions for a local girl, Shelby Fulcher. Shelby has been called to missions in the jungles of Ecuador, and her story is just phenomenal. So pick up the Sun-Advocate today and read how you can help Shelby through prayers and donations to help her get started on her 2 years mission trip to Ecuador. We'll also have a story about a man that we met on Monday who has been walking from Florida on his way to Seattle, Washington to raise awareness for adoption and foster parenting. A great story about a man whose own personal story led him to this journey. And you'll meet him on the pages of the Sun-Advocate this week. Right now we have Lisa Schmidt with us. She's going to talk a little bit about the work of the organization Choctaw Paws and about what's going on at the county dog pound and what residents need to know about the work of that facility.
Great. Thank you for having me this morning. Choctaw Paws is a nonprofit organization that provides free spay and neuter to Choctaw County residents for their companion animals. And then we also are about education and advocacy. And we also volunteer at the local pound. The local pound is now full, but we're helping place those animals, so we hope that will turn around soon. But if you are interested in free spay and neuter, we do provide that. All you have to do is go to our website, choctawpaws.com, or go to choctawpaws.com/AL on Facebook, or call us at our phone number. It is based on donations that are available, so sometimes there is a waiting list. The phone number is 601-557-2970.
Well, regarding the pound, I know there's some people might not know the history behind how y'all got involved with the pound and how this has come to be. And also there is new management there at the pound.
Right, there is right now. It just started last fall.
Right.
The county pound is actually by law, the county's required to have one. So that's
Which we didn't have for quite a while.
We did not have. Choctaw Paws got involved in helping get that started, and then has volunteered mostly through the whole operation of it so far. I believe it's been about 2.5 years it's been in existence. So it is our only shelter in the whole county.
Right.
And we have no
As I understand, Butler formerly had a pound,
yes,
but that's no longer in operation, so it's just solely the county pound now.
That's right. Municipalities are only required to have a pound if they're over 5,000 people. So in this county, there's no requirement by law, except for the county pound. So that is all we have. The county.
And a lot of times, I'm guessing it would be in a town's best interest to have one, regardless, because of the animal control problems that you have.
Exactly. And we hope that the spay and neuter program will really help with that with Choctaw Paws. And like I said, that's based on donations, though. So funds.
I'm not sure if people out there realize that that they can get that service for free, of course, based on donations. So that's something we might want to continue to mention. That there really is no reason why you can't get your pets spayed or neutered.
And it keeps them off the road. You don't like to see puppies thrown out on the road in the county or around in your towns. And it's also a health issue. Mm-hmm. You don't want to have your dog overbred, for example. But when something's free,
take advantage.
Exactly. The only requirements are that you transport the dog yourself to our vet, sign a waiver, and that you do the follow-up care, which that means making sure their stitches are out and so forth. But you can go and find our waiver on our website.
Well, tell us how somebody can make a donation if they feel like they want to get involved with Choctaw Paws.
There are many ways. You can call our phone number, 601-557-2970. We have donate buttons on our website that go through PayPal, and that's ChoctawPaws.com. Or you can mail in payment at P.O. Box, will be Choctaw Paws, of course, P.O. Box 206, Butler 36904.
Okay, in regard to the pound, let's talk a little bit. I know you said the facility right now is full,
Yes,
which means that people are using it.
right.
But the pound, just to clarify, there's not an animal control officer that goes out into the county and catches dogs like some people might have thought.
That's right.
I know early on when it first opened, that was a misconception. That was what
It has been all along.
Right,
You know, Choctaw Paws has helped
right.
do that part, but we have so few volunteers that we do encourage people to either foster until you can bring them in, or take care of the dogs.
So when they do bring them in, what's the protocol and time? How can they do that?
Right.
What do they need to know about that?
I would call the number, and I don't have that with me today, but for the county pound, and see if there's availability. And if there's not, get on a waiting list for it, or see what else you can do to help place that animal. And then you can, there's also owner surrenders. That's for strays as well. There's a hold period once the dog comes in, and then that dog the county is very good about taking the dog in for shots and to make sure it's healthy.
That facility there, when it was first constructed, I was out there when they were building it, and then after it was constructed and
Right.
finished. Y'all had some input into how that thing was, it was constructed.
We'd like to see that keep going.
Right.
This winter there were some very cold days and nights and a snowy, icy period where it's very difficult to get to that location because it is located at the Choctaw County landfill. And it could be added onto, enclosed. It is an open building on one side, so it can be very chilly. So it would be great to see that expanded. It could be doubled. The floor plan that it is now, or the layout, could be doubled to the other side and be twice as large. And
There's
the need is
space
there.
out there, plenty of space.
Oh, yes, yes.
Because it's a wide open area.
Yes.
But since it's full now, that means that residents are using this. So,
Yes.
in relation to what you're seeing in the county animal-wise, y'all seem to be making a tremendous impact on,
I really believe we are.
on the number of strays that are. I know that we still have some,
Yes.
but it seems like there are fewer problems in that area.
I think spay and neuter has helped that, but I also think adopting out, and we send dogs to rescue. The county does, and Paws has helped with that in other areas, so that has helped as well. Last year, I know the numbers from January to August 30th, 115 dogs went to rescue or adoption from this county.
Oh, really?
That's a big number.
That is a lot.
So I think that, the last 2.5 years have really made a difference, and it's been a big team effort.
Well, pets are vital to people's families nowadays.
Yes.
People treat them like they're children, and they are their children in a lot of ways. But there are also those out there that are mistreated, maltreated, malnourished, and not.
And you do see
taken
that in
care
this
of.
county, and
Yeah.
it's heartbreaking, but
Yeah.
there's nothing more rewarding than being able to bring in an animal, and then once we find a rescue, you foster them, teach them how to act like a happy, well-adjusted dog, how to walk on a leash, how to be potty trained, crate trained, and they're ready for a new home. And when they get that perfect home, you can't help but cry every time.
Well, now, just as we close, is there anything else that you feel like people might need to understand or know about not only Choctaw Paws but the county pound?
Well, I'd like to reiterate, please contact us about spay and neuter, or if you can do it yourself, please do that. It will help with the stray population and keep those little puppies off the road. So if you, based on funds available, we'll help spay and neuter. Phone number 601-557-2970.
Okay. Thank you for being with us this
Thank
morning.
you.
We've enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching our show today, and we'll see you on Friday.